Welcome back to Cooking with Ivy. I hate you. Today's episode, we're going to make corn soup. Because summer's coming around and corn will be in season. Therefore, you should learn how to cook things that are in season. This is simple, easy, and especially if you're poor and on the lam, this won't get you caught. Ingredients. You will need 1 corn on the cob. Mine's grilled, and it's delicious. Chicken stock, any amount, as much soup as you want. At least 1 egg. Some sesame seeds for garnish. Some whole mirin if you want to add a little alcohol to your soup and some nice flavor. A little bit of seasoning of pepper, some soy sauce, and cornstarch if you want it to be thick. First things first, you need to remove the kernels from the corn. So, you just take a knife and you take the corn cob itself and you make sure that it's sturdy down, otherwise it'll slip. Just run your knife down through the kernels and they'll just pop off. Very simple. And then you just pivot the corn and continue until all the kernels are done. Next, you need to add your chicken stock to the pot. Now, it depends on how much soup you want. I'm using about a cup, maybe a little bit less. I really don't want that much soup because it's just for me tonight. So you just pour it into the pot, add the lid, and bring it over to the stove. Now, you want to put the pot on about a medium heat and leave the lid on so it boils faster. And now we play the waiting game. And while you're waiting for water to start evaporating at a nice boil, you can begin on the cornstarch mixture. Now, this isn't necessary, only if you want a nice, thicker soup. Basically, all you have to do is add about a tablespoon, a little less than, of cornstarch and about the same amount of liquid. And you just stir it all together until you get a nice white liquid. And now that the stock is at a boil, you add the other ingredients and seasonings. I'm adding only a splash of soy sauce. You don't want it too salty, but it gives a nice depth of flavor. A splash of hon mirin, which is a sweet sake, adds some more depth, unnecessary if you don't want it. The corn kernels themselves, and I'm just separating them a little bit to make them easier to eat. And a little shake of some pepper. And now for my favorite part, destroying unborn chicken embryos. All you need is 1 egg, and lightly beat it. I'm using a pair of chopsticks so you can see. It's not too vigorous, so the yolk and the whites don't get all incorporated together, but just light enough where they're mixed, but not completely. That way you can see white and some yolk. It makes a nicer presentation. Now this part can be a little tricky your first time going. Reduce the heat to low so it's just at a very soft rolling boil. And slowly add the egg. So you can see it's very gentle, and stir it a little bit and continue to drop it into the soup. The egg will instantly cook. And now grab your cornstarch and swirl it around to make sure it's still all incorporated. Turn off the heat and slowly add it to the soup itself. Lightly stir it, but don't overmix. You don't want the fine threads of egg to be all broken up. Now basically, you're all done. Ladle yourself up a bowl. Delicious, warm, and fresh. This corn egg drop soup is to die for. I like to garnish it with a little bit of sesame seeds or some nice green onion would be wonderful on top.
Ta-da! Now go away, I gotta go on Tumblr.